Hi, friends. Today we're going to talk about your writing can benefit your kids. Now, why do you think you have to wait until your kids are grown to pursue your writing? This is a question I ask a lot of people because sometimes I get that. They say, I want to be a writer, but I want to wait till my kids are grown, then I'll have time to pursue it. I understand for years I felt guilty for spending time on my computer instead of giving my children all of my attention. Now, they still get a lot, but you know those old guilt filled feelings, how they always dig in. I felt guilty also for limiting their extracurricular activities, so I would have time to write. But as my kids grew, I realized that writing was actually benefiting them. First of all, we've traveled to amazing places for research trips. My kids have gone with me all over the place as I've gone to research locations, to meet people. We've been able to travel and they've got to see new things and experience new things. We have met noteworthy people. We've had amazing authors that we've met. We've met World War II veterans and nurses and all types of people that I interview for my books. They're able to meet these people and get to know them better. Also, I was able to show my kids as I worked that my gifts and talents were from God and they are worth pursuing. You know, we always tell our kids, I want you to grow up and do amazing things and follow God's dreams for you. Well, we need to be the model for that. We need to show our kids what it's all about. And mostly, my kids saw that even though it took a lot of work, it was worth it. They saw me working, they saw me ordering pizza sometimes near deadline. They saw me even times I was stressed out as the days are ticking off until the book is due. But then they saw the reward. When the book came, the finished product, often they would read my books and get super excited at what resulted from all that hard work. So those are just a couple of the ways that my kids have benefited. So more specific ways um, that you can do it too. If you're interviewing people, take your kids along. If they're old enough, if they're going to be a distraction, don't take them. But just let them know, I'm going to go talk to someone. You can just sit here. I could buy you a soda and you could sit here and listen to our conversation. Again, my kids have met World War II veterans and all sorts of interesting people that they never would have met by just me taking them along. Also, I've invited writers into our home and we've sat around the table and they've got to hear amazing stories from amazing people. So, as you get to know people in the writing community and as you connect, be sure to let your kids be involved in that too. Also, like I mentioned, my kids have gone on amazing places when I've researched, but also when I am invited to speak places. Usually, you have money for travel. Instead of getting a plane ticket, I will get our van and fill it up with gas and take our kids along. And now this involved last year. We drove from Little Rock to Seattle and home again. So we went up through Montana. We saw Yellowstone. We went by Mount Rushmore. We drove to Seattle. We came down and saw the Grand Canyon. And that all came out of me being invited to speak in Seattle. And I used the money that I received from speaking and from for travel to invite my kids along and let them be a part of the process. And thankfully, my husband had vacation time that we were able to make that possible. I've also taught writing clubs for my kids. I've taught in co-op for my kids. And so they're sitting along, writing there with me, learning about writing, and their friends are able to connect too. And that's always fun for them. Also, when my books come in after they've been published, I invite my kids to come along, to be there, be the first ones to see it when I open the books. Just let them be part of the excitement. Now, what are the results? As you know, I have 3 adult kids, and I can say that even though they saw me work, they also experienced a lot of the joy and they got the writing bug too. So, my 2 adult sons, both of them are writers, and my 24-year-old Nathan has also had his first book published, which is called Basque. You have to check it out, Basque by Nathan Goyer. Also, my daughter is a professor. She lives in Europe and she's a professor and she teaches writing and editing. I know she couldn't get away from it, but she loves it. And she's able to use her talents as she works overseas. And really just remember that God doesn't give us these talents to ruin our kids, but instead, He knows that our kids will benefit from them just as we benefit from them. So be encouraged and know your kids can really benefit from your writing.